walked into a room before and you felt like you belonged, but not fully? Something was missing, but you couldn't exactly figure out what? I know I've had this feeling before, and I'm here to tell you about it. You see, I'm of dual heritage. My mom was born in Nicaragua, and my dad in Iraq. All throughout my life, my parents instilled the values of embracing both of their cultures. I love the smell of home-cooked beef kebab, while birria is definitely a comfort food to me. Yet, this pride that I had was only within my household. I never completely resonated with my multi-ethnicity at school before. At my high school, a majority of the students identify as Hispanic. At the beginning of lunch, I walked into my AP World History teacher's classroom. I heard about a Hispanic-based club meeting earlier at a school-wide club fair, so I decided to go and check it out. Before I took a seat in one of the desks, the president of the Hispanic-based club welcomed me with a serving of churritos. Churritos are a traditional Spanish corn chip that is complemented with the sour and spicy flavors from lime juice and a chili sauce called chamoy. Growing up, when the ice cream cart would pass by, churritos were everyone's favorite snacks. I felt welcomed in their club. I felt like I belonged. I was able to fit in and understand the common experiences that everyone was talking about, such as speaking Spanish at home with our family, but English at school with our teachers and classmates. It was really cool being able to have that community during that meeting, but I still felt a sense of guilt. I didn't want my dad to think I was being one-sided and neglecting my Middle Eastern heritage by attending a Hispanic-based club meeting. So, after school, I ended up not telling my dad about my meeting. I only told my mom. After that meeting, I still felt like something was missing. And then it clicked. My school lacked representation of a variety of heritage-based clubs. A couple weeks later, my school announced the release of club charters. So I decided to go and pick one up from the student body office. At first, I thought about creating a Middle Eastern club, but knew that wouldn't be inclusive either. I could imagine how others would still feel left out. Before I submitted my club charter, I was a little worried that my club wouldn't be approved. It was a long 3 weeks before I got the email that the Multicultural Club was officially approved. I was so accomplished to be the first sophomore in my class to start a club, but I was about to experience barriers that I was not expecting. Starting a club taught me resilience. Before the first meeting ever happened, I created flyers to share with my teachers and classmates. I thought to myself, at least 20 people have to be here. But for the first meeting, I walked into a classroom with just 5 of my classmates. Starting a club from scratch definitely was not an immediate success. And after that first meeting, I was really doubting myself to keep it going. I kept questioning what I could do to grow it, and I felt abandoned when my own leadership board not only wouldn't promote it, but stopped attending meetings altogether. I was really tempted to give up, but my purpose of creating an inclusive club at my school was too important for me to let it go. It was the leader within me that pushed me forward. I reflected back on the commitment taken by the Girl Scout leaders when I was a brownie in 2nd grade. Growing up, going to the summer day camps every year, I looked up to the older Girl Scouts who served as a day camp aide at the summer day camps. They provided me a community where I felt safe and that I belonged. And I wanted to provide a community too, where others feel like they belong and are safe. I wanted them to have confidence in their identity, embrace their individuality, and foster unity. Now, fast forward 2 years later into my senior year. During the first Multicultural Club meeting of the year, I was so proud that I kept going. I was resilient. I saw every desk filled in a classroom with 30+ desks. I was so happy to stand in front of my peers and describe all the plans that we had for this year. When I mentioned that we would be visiting the annual San Diego Ethnic Food Fair in Balboa Park as a club with matching club t-shirts, a freshman girl who sat in the front of the class got so excited. This was a monumental moment for me. When I first started the club, it was my passion. But that passion that I felt and the commonality that I saw was reassuring to know that the community I built in the Multicultural Club would continue after I graduate. I learned that being a leader doesn't just mean leading a group of people. I had the opportunity to foster a community where everyone feels like they're valued, are belonging, and are accepted. When I first told my dad about my plans to start the club, he said, "Wow," which is something he says a lot. But that wow meant that I made my parents proud. And thank you to my mama and papa who are sitting in the audience right now.